You need to watch this if you struggle with feeling overwhelmed. Jay was 15 years old. The world felt heavy on his shoulders. School was hard, friendships were hard. Life in general felt like a big dark cloud. He often felt tired, not just in his body but deep in his mind. It was a sadness that sat with him, a constant companion he did not ask for. He wondered if things would ever get better. He hoped they would, but hope felt small sometimes, like a tiny light in a very big darkness. One day the weight felt heavier than usual. He had failed his math test. The red marks on the paper seemed to shout his failure. He had studied, or at least he thought he had. But the numbers and problems just twisted in his mind. He felt a familiar sting, the sting of not being good enough, the sting of disappointment. He folded the paper quickly. He did not want anyone to see it. He stuffed it deep into his backpack, but he could still feel its presence there, a reminder. Then at lunch, he saw his crush. He had wanted to talk to her for weeks. He gathered all his courage. He walked towards her, but she turned away. If you want to see how Jay turned his life around, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell. One afternoon, Jay was scrolling online. He found an article. It talked about mental strength. It said something new, something he had never heard before. Mental strength was not about never feeling sad. It was not about being fearless all the time. It was not about pretending problems did not exist. True mental strength was about how you faced your problems. It was about how you responded to challenges. It was about getting up after you fall. This idea was different. It was interesting. The article explained more. Mental strength was not a magical gift for a few. It was not something you were born with or without. It was more like a muscle. Think about a muscle in your arm. If you want it to be strong, you exercise it, you lift small weights, you practice. Slowly it gets stronger. The mind, the article said, worked in a similar way. Everyone has this mental muscle. It might be small at first, but it is there, waiting to be trained. This mental muscle can be trained. It grows with practice. Jay decided to start. He knew it would not be easy, but he was ready to try. He started with something very small, the snooze button on his alarm clock. Every morning, he would hit it, again and again. He would stay in bed, feeling tired. Now, he decided to beat it. The first morning, it was hard. His bed was warm. He wanted to sleep more. But he remembered the mental muscle. He got up. It was a small win. But it felt good. It was a start. Next, Jay learned about the 3-second rule. Sometimes he knew he should do something, like speak up in class, or start his homework, but he would hesitate. He would overthink. Then, he would not do it. The 3-second rule was simple. When he felt that hesitation, he would count. 1, 2, 3, then, he would just do it. No more thinking, just action. It helped him stop procrastinating. It helped him take small risks. He started his homework sooner. He even raised his hand in class once. Jay also started to listen to his own thoughts. He noticed how often he told himself negative things. Section 4. The real test, weathering the storm. Just as Jay was feeling a bit stronger, life threw a bigger challenge his way. Problems started at home. His parents were arguing a lot. There was a lot of tension in the house. The atmosphere was heavy. It was stressful. Jay felt the old sadness trying to creep back in. He felt worried and scared. It was hard to focus on school. It was hard to feel positive. His new mental strength was truly being tested. This was not a small snooze button. This was a real storm. The old feelings were strong. The urge to hide. The urge to believe he was weak again. But Jay remembered what he had learned. He knew he had tools now. He did not have to let the sadness win. He decided to use what he had practiced. First, he acknowledged his feelings. It was okay to feel sad. It was okay to feel scared. He did not try to push the feelings away. He just noticed them. This was different from before. Before, he would have let them drown him. Section 5. Unstoppable, the power within us all. Slowly, Jay began to change. It was not a sudden transformation. It was a gradual strengthening, like a muscle growing stronger with steady exercise. He was not the same boy who felt crushed by every setback. He still had bad days, of course, everyone does. But now, he knew how to face them. He knew he had the tools. He felt stronger on the inside. He felt more capable. He started to feel a quiet sense of bravery he had never known before. He learned that resilience was not about avoiding pain. It was about navigating through it. It was about bouncing back, or sometimes, bouncing forward. He learned that his experiences, even the hard ones, were shaping him. They were teaching him. He became more empathetic towards others who were struggling. He understood that everyone fights their own battles. He was more willing to try new things. He was less afraid of failing. He knew failure was just a part of growing. Mental strength is not just for a special few, it is not a secret code, it is for everyone.